Secretary Salazar, I'm Carl Taylor. I'm a Coconino County Supervisor. Perhaps you might be more familiar with the term County Commissioner, but in Arizona we are County Supervisors. In our county, which includes the entire Grand Canyon, the Board of Supervisors has unanimously supported the withdrawal of further exploration for uranium in the Grand Canyon. We have testified before Congress about that. We are unified with the local Native American tribes on that subject, and we see the development of the uranium industry in our area as being very counterproductive from an economic viewpoint. I am not an environmentalist. I don't understand all of the environmental issues, but I do understand that we get 5 million people coming to the Grand Canyon, and that activity is not compatible with mining trucks, trucking uranium ore to Moab, Utah, which is hundreds of miles away, and generally running the risk of despoiling a international treasure. So I wanted you to know that the County Board of Supervisors is very appreciative of your efforts. I know that this is not easy for you. There are lots of special interests, but I can assure you that in my district I have received exactly one letter in opposition to our position. So I'm very confident that the citizens of Coconino County, by and large, support a withdrawal of the further uranium claims in the canyon. Thank you again. I appreciate it very much.
Hi, my name is Gary Stenson. I'm the Conservation Chair for Arizona Flycasters. My concern with the Grand Canyon lands is that we not spoil a beautiful place or ruin a very important drinking water aquifer. I know that mineral mining is very important to America, but we have to balance that need with a lot of other needs that we have. Frankly, the return from mining in that area is minuscule compared to the absolute damage that will occur over time. That area is not only important to wildlife, important to our drinking water, it's an absolute economic powerhouse for tourism. We simply need to pay attention to that, and frankly, our Congress as a policy-making body for America needs to wisely support Secretary Salazar and his efforts to protect that area. It makes good sense, it makes good economic sense, and it's the right thing to do. Thanks.
My name is Ron Hubert, and I'm Managing Director of a regional sustainability consulting firm. I also am President and Chairman of the Board of the Sustainable Economic Development Initiative of Northern Arizona. And I also teach at Northern Arizona University in the School for Earth Sciences and Environmental Sustainability. I'd like to start by just thanking you, Mr. Secretary, for your decision to remove over a million acres from mining at the Grand Canyon uranium mining. And I hope that you're able to sustain that decision in the face of lots of challenges. I think it's particularly important that this decision stand because the potential impact of uranium mining that could influence 45 million people in Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and California, both in terms of their health and safety and in terms of the food that's generated in California, which is a good proportion of the vegetables that are used throughout the United States, could all be impacted if there was a unexpected or unplanned for release of uranium into the water. It would be a very, very significant impact for a very long period of time, something akin to the Fukushima nuclear plant disaster, which was a low probability but a very, very high impact event. And I think that these days it's no longer acceptable to most people in the country to have to put the profits of a very small number of corporations ahead of the safety and the long-term economic viability of a whole region. So thank you very much for your decision, and we'll back you in any way we can to sustain that.
Good day, Secretary Salazar. I'm Jim Walker from the Arizona Tri-Limited Council here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a volunteer for about 23 years with Trout Unlimited across the United States, and I, along with about 140,000 other Trout Unlimited members, volunteer to work on water quality and water policy issues. Just want to let you know I'm also a business owner here in Arizona, and I, along with other individuals, are very concerned about economic development, but we're also very concerned about what's going to be going on in the Grand Canyon, and that is the impact that uranium mining could have on the economy here, but more importantly on the water that we have here in the valley. So I just want to let you know that in talking with hundreds of people over the past 9 to 12 months, they've been very concerned about the devastation that could happen with the mining that's proposed in the Grand Canyon area. So just want to let you know that here in Arizona you have lots of support from residents as well as business owners and people who are in the tourism industry to pass a 20-year moratorium on the Grand Canyon mining issue. Again, I just want to let you know that we're very concerned about economic development, but we also understand that the water could have an impact on us here, as well as on the fishing and water conservation and conservation of wildlife in general in northern Arizona. So please spread the word to the policymakers in Washington that we are clearly concerned and you are doing the right thing. We certainly appreciate that. So on behalf of all the 1,800 Trout Unlimited members here in Arizona, 140,000 plus Trout Unlimited members across the United States, the residents of Arizona, and especially to the millions of visitors who have yet to come to see the glory of the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River, we thank you.
My name is Tom Mackin. I'm currently the president of the Arizona Wildlife Federation. The Arizona Wildlife Federation is the oldest conservation and sporting organization in the state of Arizona, formed back in 1928. With over 3,000 members, affiliates, we work hand in hand every day with the sportsmen and the sportswomen of our great state of Arizona. I've been a resident of Arizona for over 30 years, and like many of the other residents, particularly here in northern Arizona, we live here because we want to. The wages aren't that great, the cost of living is high, but we live here because we love the outdoors and the natural resources. Sportsmen for many, many years have invested many hours, dollars, time, and efforts in cooperating with the Forest Service, the Game and Fish Department, and many others to preserve and protect the wild lands surrounding the Grand Canyon. At no time did we ever feel that uranium mining was appropriate for this area. It wasn't 20 years ago, it's not today, and it will never be in the future. I think President Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, said it best when he said, "Man can only mess up the Grand Canyon. It should be left alone." And that's the feeling that we have today. There are many thousands of acres of suitable habitat for all different species of wildlife. And wildlife is enjoyed not just by hunters, fishermen, but also by campers, hikers, visitors to northern Arizona, and specifically to those areas around the Grand Canyon. We would all hate to see these lands eroded, set back with more roads, power lines, and many other types of infrastructure that would not be appropriate for the wildlife. I really appreciate the work that Secretary Salazar has done on trying to protect and preserve this important American icon. Please continue those efforts and to assure that we have it protected for perpetuity. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sarah Pressler, and I'm the first woman to serve as mayor here in the city of Flagstaff. I know as the first woman that we all must lead by example. Thank you, Secretary Salazar and President Obama, for leading by example and protecting our Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is so important to our economy here in northern Arizona. Tourism is a driving factor. In fact, half of our sales tax dollars are paid for by tourists. That means that the pants of every police officer are paid for by tourists here in northern Arizona. Thank you, Secretary Salazar and President Obama, for protecting our Grand Canyon, for protecting our economy, and for protecting our watershed and our people. Thank you.
Secretary Salazar, my name's Paul Hedger, and my wife Doreen and I own and operate Indian Hill Bed and Breakfast here in Tucson, Arizona, I'm also the president of the Arizona Association of Bed and Breakfasts. And on behalf of myself, my wife, and the membership of the association, I'd like to thank you for supporting the moratorium on uranium mining in the vicinity of the Grand Canyon, a matter which is very important to us and to our industry, the tourism industry here in Arizona. Thank you. The most recent statistics available indicate that 35 million people visit this state annually, and it's a number which I'm sure is going to keep rising. Tourism or travel-related industries in the state employ about 10% of the entire workforce. Tourism is a mainstay of the economy here in Arizona. It is far more important than uranium mining could ever be to this state and the paltry numbers that it would employ, and it is unconscionable to even consider jeopardizing the kind of benefits that this state enjoys through tourism by permitting uranium mining. And in conclusion, I would like to thank you again, Secretary Salazar, for taking a stand on this issue. It's important to us, it's important to our country, it's important to the world. Thank you.